are many prophetic people in the marketplace that God uses, whether they work in manufacturing, they have their own business, whether they work in finance or real estate. God uses them to advance the kingdom, because when he has these people in the marketplace, if they can hear God and they can see his will, then they can also help steer his purpose. So there are prophetic people all around. So we wouldn't just limit them to the four that I mentioned previously. We would just say that's the starting point.
So if I'm hearing you clearly, you're saying that prophetic people don't just operate inside the church.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I would say even further that that prophetic people are least productive in the church. I know that is a statement that is very bold, but it's great when we can help the saints and we can use prophetic to strengthen each other. It's very powerful. Paul says, I wish that you all would prophesy. But this thing is really this thing called kingdom and following Jesus is really about getting the sick, and I think it's cultural in the Christian body to suggest that the prophetic is only for the people of God. I would suggest otherwise, based on my experience and the experience of others, to say that God wants to speak to people who he's tugging on their heart, or maybe people who have fallen away from the church. He wants to speak to governors. He wants to speak to mayors. He wants to speak to kings. And those folks will probably never step foot in the church. So God has to have a way to be able to speak to them. I would suggest, even if we look at the circumstance with Daniel and Joseph, right? Those Pharaoh and the king, they were not in the church. But just because Daniel was responsive in the prophetic, it caused his entire country to be free, his entire people to be free, because Daniel was responsive to the things of God.
Now, Overseer Jackson, that's going way out there, that a prophet who is not in the church serving a king could actually change rules and laws to impact a nation. To me, that's like saying someone working with the president. With the president, still has that connection with God and is able to bring about true change.